improving your improvisation skill is a lot of like learning and educating yourself. But there's one really important thing before you even start. Playing improvisation feels like you're being naked in front of other people, right? It
Mhm.
makes you feel so vulnerable. It's
Mhm.
not like a naked, like this is a metaphor. You feel like you have to be vulnerable. But the most important thing is embrace that vulnerability. That's the only way to connect with other people. If
Okay.
you're not vulnerable, you don't connect. So when you feel oh, I'm scared. It's okay to be scared. Embrace that and see what happens.
嗨，欢迎大家来到 Zoe 的音乐疗心室，陪你一起学新知、看时事、聊心事。Hi everyone, welcome back to Zoe's Music Tale. Today we have a special guest. She is Kana, currently in New York City, and she's also the director from Hot Music. It's a special school for music for everyone. Hi Kana, can you
Hi.
introduce a little bit about yourself?
Yes, of course. So my name is Kana Kamitsubo Markovic, and, and I'm originally from Japan, and I've been in the States since 2003. So currently I live in New York. I'm a music therapist, pianist, both jazz and classical, and I'm also a business owner. Just like Zoe explained, it is called hug music, like hug music,
Ah.
and the school is for everybody. So we have baby clients and we have adults clients, we have kids. We are a team of music therapists and music instructors. We
Mhm.
currently have over 200 students every week, and everybody's enjoying. So that's about
Wow.
me.
That sounds like a big business. 200 children every week. Wow. So maybe we can talk about how we decide to record this podcast or how we met. So initially,
Mhm.
because since I'm now also like a Berkeley mentor, we kind of met in the Berkeley mentor group because we kind of want to a little bit coaching or guiding the new generation of musician, right? What to do in your life, a little bit career development guiding. So that's a place I met Kenna, and I saw her website and her what she's doing in New York City. I feel like that's fantastic. That's why I invited her to be our guest in the channel to talk about something very special and something lots of people afraid of as well, especially when people who study classical music in the beginning and when they want to transit to jazz or transit to music therapy interview, lots of people would ask me, how can I practice improvisation or what is improvisation?
I know. What is improvisation? How do you define, Zoe?
I feel like improvisation is a really important tool for us to connect people. We use music to connect people through improvisation. That's it, very simple, right?
And my definition is very similar, but before connecting to others, I think it's really important that you connect yourself. You listen what you hear inside of your heart before you start playing. That's the difference between classical music and improvisation. So I have a really wonderful teacher when I switched from classic to jazz, and he told me like, Kana, you sound great. You sound like you're proving, but you're sounding like you're proving that you're doing correct. You're playing correct. And then I'm like, okay, what does that mean? Because in classical piano world, you're supposed to first able to play, read the notes and play correct. And then the expression comes. But he was saying like in jazz and improvisation, I want you to focus on like inward, focus on yourself, listen to the sound you hear inside of your heart before you even starting. So it's almost like it's not like reading the script, but you are using your own words, your own feelings, own opinions, and you mean it. So that's the first step. And then I think that's the difference between improvisation and playing classical music.
Wow, that's a really great improvisation. First, come to see who you are, how is your feeling, and how can we use music, this tool, to express ourselves. For
Exactly.
to express so abstract feeling into something structured, melodic, something auditable for people to listen and understand.
Exactly.
Well, but if I'm an audience here, it still sounds really abstract for me. Maybe
Exactly.
can you tell us more like from the very beginning, how to improvise exactly from the very beginning, very simple way?
Okay. Let's open my piano. Do you hear the piano?
Yeah.
Okay. So, how to start? There are millions of ways to start. So, okay, maybe I will give you one example. Which note, one note, do you feel like playing at this moment? Don't think too many. Don't think you have to think, okay, I have to play. You don't have to think so many things. Just one note.
Maybe,
Ask yourself.
well, what I will play will be like kind of low C because someone is making coffee next to me, and that's the sound of a coffee machine. I'm not sure some people can hear it, but that's a low C, I guess.
Low C, so
Maybe
something like that.
a
Okay.
little bit more lower, like a machine. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, let me close my. Okay, so you have one note already, you decided, right? So that this is a really good way of kind of identifying because a lot of the time, as a classical pianist, in front of the piano, you have too many things. Like, okay, I have to do this, I have to, what if this happens? No, you take a moment and then ask yourself. And if you don't know which note, just tell yourself, there's no right or wrong. Just think, do I feel like high or do I feel like low or do I feel like middle? And then is it like a C, D, E, whatever? Just need the first note. So this one, right? Now
Mm-hmm.
you feel like, okay, do I want to play loud or do I want how do you want to play? Okay. So as I'm doing this, I started to hear this note. So this is the beginning. Whatever you feel like you can start with anything, but let's start with this one. And I started here, and I wanted to go back to. So if you want to continue, you keep listening, and you don't have to think you have to play many.
Yeah. That was really cool. So what I heard is like a longer C in the lower register and a little bit of note upon your right hand to create a little bit different register. Yeah.
Yes. So how about this? Like, I'm gonna give you even more simple exercise. So you start with just C, and then I hear this note, and I want to hear one more time. Let's do one more time. And I want to hear this two notes. And then music feels like it wants to go somewhere. So you just follow what the music wants to go. So I just play this C.
Huh?
So the melody is just a simple. I use only three notes, but I changed the. So the first time I didn't want to go back to tonic, so I go to. I want to feel,
Mhm.
and I want it to feel more hopeful.
Wow.
Something like that.
So pretty. Well, actually, what I heard is like it's from very simple, from just one note.
Mm-hmm.
You begin to add more notes, several notes,
Mm-hmm.
one or
Yes.
two notes simultaneously, and it becomes intervals. After
Mm-hmm.
intervals, there are a little bit chords, like more notes adding into the
Right.
intervals, and it becomes chords. And then after a specific time, there are melody as well, melody added to the interval
Mm-hmm.
chords. Then we can feel, okay, there is a phrase coming out now from the
Exactly.
structure.
Yeah, exactly. So you have to be intuitive. You have to connect with yourself and you have to really ask yourself, how do I feel like? Do I want more notes? Do I want more richness? Do I want to keep it simple? Do I want hopefulness? Do I want some sentimental? Because each element has like a. So this is very like sentimental, like, oh, I can relate, instead of.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, sense of peace, coming back home. So,
Okay.
as a musician, you really need to know like what kind of harmony creates what kind of mood, feel, instead of just thinking like, oh, this is minor third, this is a major seventh. You have to feel how do you feel with this music.
Yeah. So it's also lots of things about awareness, right? How is your emotion now? Maybe that's something really hard for lots of people as well.
Right.
Self-awareness to really
Mm-hmm.
think about what's my emotion, what's my feeling now, because sometimes this is really not something, it's not encouraged to express in some cultures.
Right. Yeah, I completely get it. Because, like, especially in Asian countries, like, you are supposed to follow in the
Yes.
structure. You're supposed to follow what other people thinks it's good. You're supposed to follow what your teachers say. It's not like, how do you feel, you know? But don't start thinking too big. You're not going to trying to change the world. You're not trying to like rebellious or anything like that. It's more like which clothes I want to wear, Do I want to wear pink, black, white? Do I want to wear skirt, pants? Which
Ah,
shoes do I want to wear today? It's almost like that, but it's in the music. So
oh,
allow yourself, like you have so many options and you don't have to go through like what is the appropriate way? Like what am I feeling? You don't have to even describe your feeling. Like what do you feel like? Do
okay.
I feel like drinking coffee or tea or boba tea? You go
Hmm.
to the restaurant, you choose what you want to drink and what you want to eat. It's like that.
Yeah, I feel like it's also a really good tool for people to have option for them to make decision because lots of people, like I was working in a state psychiatry in a
Hmm.
psychiatric hospital, especially in acute setting, and lots of people was brought into their bipolar.
Yes, yes.
Or some people they are from pretty fragile, voluntary people,
Hmm.
low
Hmm.
income people. And those people actually they don't have too much choices in their lives.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So by honoring your needs and what you want, you can also respect other people's needs. You don't have
Mm-hmm.
to think like you're supposed to do this. Okay, we are supposed to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Not like that, but you can feel like, oh, I can feel how my client is feeling. He's
Mm.
making the sound like or you can feel more like subtly, like okay, he sounds like he's sad, but he sounds a little bit like hopeful too. But he sounds like he's communicating with me. You know, there's
Mhm.
no one blunt like a color of emotion, like he's angry or he's sad. It's always in between. Yeah, he's upset with this situation, he's frustrated, but he's also trying to find meanings and he's trying to be positive about it. You know, you can acknowledge everything with music because music you don't have to define.
Oh, wow,
It's a
this is a
freedom.
really good thing. In a safe and non-judgmental way, we are
Exactly.
communicating, we are connecting people through music, and we are
Mhm.
providing this human connection in a very safe, grounding, this kind of environment.
Mhm.
Ah,
Yeah, music is almost like a very warm wrap that can be like elastic, like it can be flexible, but it's still
mm,
like holding. You don't
yeah.
have to define like, oh, when the client says like and you don't have to say like, oh, he's angry or he's, and you don't have to define like he goes and then you can go. This is one way, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can also do. You can do. There are so many ways, but there's something about what he said. Like, so it's not like he wanted to say. He has a pause, but you
Okay.
don't have to really define this is angry or it has to be like. So he's frustrated. You can decide in the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You decide the moment, and through the music, you can meet the needs of the client as well.
Yes, and you don't have to completely agree each other because what you think is like holding might be different feeling for the clients too.
Hmm. Sometimes I feel like this is like a magic of music, isn't it? Like
Hmm.
how we can meet people in this way.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's great. You know, I have lots of experience connecting through music, and many
Yes,
miracles happen.
yes. And maybe that's also the essence of music therapy, like
Exactly.
the healing effect of
Yes.
music is happening here, and we are having this tool, and we are bringing this tool to people's life.
Yes, and most importantly, by listening to your sound, listening to yourself, you also able to listen to your clients and the
Okay.
expression. If you are not listening to your sound, then you cannot listen to other people.
Well, I feel like this is very sophisticated because when I was a student, for example, before studying at Berkeley, I wouldn't think of that about self-care, right?
Mhm.
Who am I? How to not get burned out
Right,
while
right.
working.
You have to be in touch with you before you are trying to be in touch with other people.
Yeah. So maybe this is another topic about
Right.
self-care strategy for music therapy. After
Yeah.
practicing, so I have been practicing for 6, 7 years around that. And I realize it's becoming more and more big, this topic.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Huge. It's very huge. Yes.
along with the professional development.
Hmm.
Um,
Yes, because it's really demanding, and you put, as a music therapist, you put your heart into it.
mm,
And it's not only physically demanding, but emotionally really demanding too. Because inside of the music, you kind of blend, you and the client kind of blend. And
mhm,
sometimes you might be caught by the emotion of the clients too.
mhm.
And
Yeah.
when you don't know, when you're not really aware of your feelings, you might feel like, okay, I'm going to meet with the client, meet with the client, meet with the client. But when
Mhm.
you end it, you feel so exhausted because
Yes.
you're feeling the emotions of the client. Feeling the emotions of the client is really important, but you also have to have your ground. And then you have to have a sense of yourself. Otherwise, you cannot make a clinical judgment because you become the client,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, so you need to take care of yourself first. Then you can
Exactly.
take care of other people.
Yes.
Really important for helping professions everywhere,
Hmm.
no matter where you
Yes.
are in which country.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yes. All right. So many of the audiences from this podcast, they are like a student, classical music student. They want to enter music therapy master degree in different country, and
Mhm.
lots of time they will private message me and ask me what should we play in the interview. What do you think? Do you have any for interviewing the music therapy school?
Uh-huh. So I think it depends on the schools and what they are looking for. Definitely they are looking for your proficiency on the instruments. But what I think they would appreciate, and then what really you need as a music therapist is the flexibility.
Flexibility.
So definitely like you have to prepare a piece that shows your proficiency on the piano or guitar or voice that showcase like this is my best ability like Chopin, Prokofiev, I don't know, like Bach, anything you can prepare. But at the same time, it's also important to mention that you're very flexible as a musician. For
Mm-hmm.
example, so I'm not like recommending this particular song, but let's say like you're working with kids and then you know this song. So it's called Itsy Bitsy Spider, and it's a
Mm-hmm.
very, very popular song. So of course, you as a classical pianist, it's easy to play, right? But how flexible are you in this song?
Mm-hmm.
So if the client says like, "Oh, I'm feeling sad," and I like, so let's say the client, a 7 years old boy with autism, says like, "I want to hear Itsy Bitsy Spider." Okay, this is a ritual that you built. You always start with Itsy Bitsy Spider after hello song, but this time he said that he's sad.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you going to modify?
Yeah, how can we play the sad
Yeah,
spider?
yeah, I don't know, like it's really depending on how you want to do. But so let's say like, oh, I'm feeling sad. Okay, is that too sad for you, or is this how you're feeling? Then you can bring the topic into something about emotions too.
Mhm.
So what I did is it's just a simple do. It's very like funeral. It's a bit sad. And he says now I feel a little bit better, but like how you can start making a story. Like, do you think spider is happy? Maybe he would say like my spider is sick today, and then after you play like a minor version, he might say like now he's feeling a little bit better, and then you can say okay. You can change the register, or you can change like, oh, now spider is very, very happy. Okay, how is he happy? Like he's dancing. Oh, dancing he is. Okay. So I made it, I changed the meter, so it's like a one, two, three, one, two, three. So it's more like a dancing feel. Or you can just something like that. Like he's
Wow.
inside of the show, like his blues, like blues feeling, or like he's singing,
Uh-huh.
shouting. Like you can make up a story. You can kind of talk about emotions, like imagination, creativity. You can address like how much the child knows about like emotions, and then speech skill, like language skill, like vocabulary. You can
Mm-hmm.
aim so many different goals just with your music, and it's fun.
Yeah. So what I learned here, the most important thing is the flexibility, and we are
Right.
using different element to adjust our as a flexibility in music. For example, changing the tempo, changing to different register, the rhythmic pattern, changing to different style.
Yes,
And I think that's also really important what the teacher would like to see as well during the interview
exactly.
process.
Yes, I think this is the most necessary skill as a music therapist. Like you don't have to be a phenomenal pianist to be a music therapist, but you have to be flexible. You
Yeah.
might be preparing 5 songs to do with the clients, but then clients doesn't want to do it. Then you have to adjust it. Like you have this hello song, but he said like, no, I want to move in my body. Like you have hello song is too slow. Then you have to change.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Also because we are working with really special people, right? People with all kinds of abilities. So there are situations that you cannot really imagine or plan,
Mm-hmm.
or expected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's no plan.
Yeah, that happen a lot in the daily life as a music therapist.
Right.
So this flexibility and how to make this tool music to access for everyone is really important too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And honor what the client's input. The clients may say something and you immediately take it on. Like you don't say like, oh, this song is supposed to be pretty, so we cannot make it like a jazz, or we cannot make it like Michael Jackson. You try to honor what the client requests.
Uh-huh. Okay. So kind of learn different style is also pretty important. Like a pop style, blues, classic, different style. Maybe immerse yourself a little bit, different style.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as a pianist, I think you need to know the accompaniment pattern.
Okay.
Like, yeah, like for example, when you play blues, like what is the bass doing and what is the accompaniment doing, right?
Yeah.
And what kind of notes you're using. So you have to know that. It's very different from, genre to genre. So not only exposing yourself and you listen to it, but you should be able to, it's like a cuisine. Like, okay, I have eaten Chinese food, I have eaten French cuisine, but I don't know how to make, then it doesn't make sense, right? So you should know, like, okay, so I'm so used to eating Chinese food, but I also like Japanese food, and my client likes Japanese food. Like, then you think about, okay, let me use Japanese rice and maybe soy sauce and then wasabi, and then, you're trying to kind
Ah.
of cook it for you. Like you prepare the ingredients like meat and vegetables to cook Indian food, but the client feels like he wants Japanese food. So how can I improvise? Like where can I bring the soy sauce and all the other things that make that can make Japanese food? It's
Yeah.
almost like that. So you have to be exposed to different genres of music, but you have to know how to create.
Okay, well, maybe that's a really good part here. Maybe we can stop here and ask our audience to comment below. Or also, if you want, you can private message me. What is your biggest worries or biggest problem about improvisation? Maybe we can offer some online courses about improvisation or piano accompany pattern class. Right?
Exactly.
If you have any of this kind of wish or this kind of worries question, yeah, you can comment below or private message me. Or I can also list the website from Hawk Music in my show notes. If you are located in New York City and if you want to have your kids have this kind of very special music class for all abilities, you can also go to Hawk Music and find Kana there.
Improving your improvisation skill is a lot of like a learning and then, educating yourself. But there's one really important thing before you even start. Playing improvisation feels like you're being naked in front of other people, right? It makes you feel so vulnerable. It's not like a naked, like this is a metaphor. You feel like you have to be vulnerable. But the most important thing is embrace that vulnerability. That's the only way to connect with other people. If
Okay.
you're not vulnerable, you don't connect. So when you feel oh, I'm scared. It's okay to be scared. Embrace that and see what happens.
It's a little bit like there is a saying like no pain, no gain. It's a little bit like that, right? You need to embrace the difficult time and you will learn.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I feel like I learned a lot today. We heard that how can people improvise from the very beginning, just one note, a little bit of grounding, a little bit peaceful in the first kind of demonstration. And then Anna also showed us how can people demonstrate in their interview process, how we demonstrate the flexibility on piano to demonstrate your musicianship during the interview. I think that's really important and very valuable for my audience today. Thank you, Kana. Really nice
Thank you,
to have
Zoe.
you here. Yeah.
Bye bye.
I hope to see you next time. Bye.
Bye bye.
感谢我们今天的特别来宾分享了这么多宝贵的经验。如果你也想听到更多助人工作者的故事与专业分享，别忘记订阅我们的频道、按赞并开启小铃铛通知，这样的话每周都能准时收到最新的一集咯。那我们下次继续用温暖的对话为彼此的生命带来力量吧。拜拜。